Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you today to our session dedicated to Grammarly updates. My name is Victoria, and I'm a customer success manager at Grammarly, overseeing our international partnership. So my goal for today's session is to make sure that you're all up to date about our recent feature enhancements and you can start benefiting from them, and your institutions could also see how they can impact your students and even your own work. I will run through a presentation detailing on the updates that we have introduced, and I'm also happy to address your questions at the end of our today's session. You're also more than welcome to send your questions in chat so we can get back to them. And yeah, if you'd like also to actively participate, to unmute yourself and introduce yourself, I'll be happy to learn more about you as well. If you prefer, yeah, to proceed with the webinar flow, that's also fine. But without, yeah, further delay, let's get started. All right, so today is October 17th, and let's dive in to the Grammarly updates. Before we actually review, what's new at Grammarly, I'd like to run a quick video demonstrating our customers talking about Grammarly and what impact they have seen. I know a lot of institutions currently go through a difficult process, of adjusting to the AI breakthrough and how that impacts their institutions in particular. So I hope you'll find their insights helpful or interesting, and we'll be happy to hear your feedback as well.
Oh, I've always wanted to do this. It's really difficult to be in education in 2024, specifically in higher education. And the giant elephant in the room, which is the emergence of generative AI into this space, a highly disruptive technology, and what that can and should do for the learning experience.
Good to see you today. Thanks for coming.
Glad to be here. How important student writing is to any institution right now is sky high. We know at the student level that teaching a student how to do something requires that they access tools.
Grammarly really wants to insert ourselves where possible into these conversations to help institutions bridge the gap from where they are to where they can be.
My institution decided to adopt Grammarly for education because we noticed that there were some deficits in student writing.
Grammarly facilitates in making sure that what the writer intends to convey is accurately conveyed in the papers.
This is such an exciting time for me because now what I can focus on, when the commas have been taken care of, when the awkward wording has been fixed for my students, I can focus on really why I wanted to do this job.
Once they install Grammarly, it works across different platforms without having to toggle back and forth between different programs.
I know my students, some pull it up for Grammarly in the browsers, and other like to go onto the web app.
With the dawn of AI and generative text right now, it's really changing the way that people work. It's changing the way that our students experience the curriculum. It's rethinking hundreds of years, if not more, of how we've been doing what we've been doing.
Our students are able to use safe and responsible prompts, as well as being able to cite when and how they use generative AI in their content creation. Our partnerships within institutions allow institutions to turn these features on and off as they see fit.
AI is going to be everywhere and everything. And if we don't give students access to those experiences while they're on our campus, they're not going to be prepared for their futures.
There's so much that students can be able to achieve when they're able to have that just-in-time feedback.
Everybody wants positive professional communication, and Grammarly helps us achieve that.
What new stuff are we going to see that we haven't imagined before that these tools are going to allow our students to do? Our students aren't just using these new tools. They're the ones who are going to develop the next iteration of these tools too.
We've been a dedicated educational tool for over 15 years. We've helped millions and millions of students, not only through their collegiate experiences, but soon thereafter as they landed into their professional journeys.
The future is bright. The outlook is good.
Thinking through what else is going to come next, man, that's just exciting stuff.
Thank you for watching this Feedback, yeah, with me. I hope you'll find it insightful and the perspective of embracing new technologies with interest and testing it out to ensure that it really meets your needs and supports you as educators and your students throughout the learning journey. And we at Grammarly want to be your partners in this journey and to support you however we can. Moving forward, I just like to provide a quick overview of what have changed, yes, since Grammarly was founded, and how we evolved, and we keep evolving, trying to ensure that we support, our educational partners, meet their needs, and provide best-in-class support along with the um, highest security possible. So, some of you might have been with Grammarly for quite some time. Others might be relatively new to Grammarly. So, I know you might have had a perception of Grammarly as a tool that supports, your writing, spelling, right, or grammar feedback. However, we significantly evolved since then. So, we were founded in 2009, by three Ukrainians who actually wanted to support students who were ESL students with effective communication, knowing how difficult it might be to convey your exact message in a different language you need to operate. And since then, we were adding additional functionality, equipping our tool with the ability to run plagiarism check with the efficiency tools like snippets and style guides. We also added analytics dashboard to help educators track their students' progress over time with Grammarly and how it affects their learning. We also introduced citation support and clarity rewrites, ensuring that messages come effective and clear, meeting the writing goals of our audience. And with the breakthrough of generative AI, we also embedded generative AI assistant, and we made sure to equip it, with student-centric prompts and AI guideline reminders, making this experience a responsible use of this technology. We also made sure that it's a choice of the institution whether or not to provide access to these tools. We expanded the plagiarism checker presence to additional writing spaces, and in 2024, we also enabled customer data training controls, which mean that no user data is being leveraged for training our large language models. So you can be sure that you can use Grammarly safely and securely. We also introduced some efficiency tools like app actions, allowing you to integrate your favorite workplace apps to Grammarly and streamline your communication flow. We introduced the translation feature, and our last but not least, launch is the Grammarly authorship, the feature that was designed to ensure transparent communication between students and educators and helping them operate and helping them basically navigate the challenge of plagiarism. And I'll be happy to walk you through the recent updates today. So we will start with the generative AI today. I know that also some of you might have already enabled this tool for your institutions, but if you haven't yet, I'll be happy to dive in to share how we differ from other tools, similar tools, and how you can actually benefit from enabling this capabilities for your institution. So first, what I like to highlight is Grammarly's generative AI allows you to um, operate, within your preferred educational context. So there is a number of educational prompts available that help users prepare for their writing process, research whatever they need to research, or to receive the feedback that they might not have access to at the exact moment of writing. And it can support both students and educators with their writing tasks. And institutions are fully in control, about who gets access. So for example, if you feel like you'd like to test out Grammarly's generative AI, you can always create a group on the admin panel for faculty only, or for those who would like to test it out, and provide access to this particular group only rather than entire institution, and then make your decision about further incorporating it into the learning process. We also equipped our AI with the ability to generate citations, to be fully transparent that Grammarly's Gen AI helped students to deliver that work. And basically it works like whatever prompt was used is being summarized, and a reference can be added to the bibliography students will be composing for their work. We believe that all these enhancements will be helpful, but one of them that stands out most, I would say, is the guideline reminders that we incorporated. So as you can see on the screen, there is a guardrail to review AI use that pops up whenever students try to ask too much of the assistant to do the work for them, rather than ask for support throughout the process, as we want to make sure that Grammarly augments learning process and students do not outsource their critical thinking to Grammarly. Therefore, we believe that those guardrails seem helpful for students to instill their transparent and responsible AI use habits. And when we did a survey in January, 3 out of 4 students who participated responded that they believe institutions should teach the ethical use of AI, because they see the changes happening and they really want to learn how to use it properly, because a lot of student population also feels very scared to use tools like that because of the policing that is happening, and instead of learning, they try to do some workarounds. So we hope that we can support you through this journey if you'd like to incorporate generative AI into your learning process. So let's review how the writing actually can be supported with AI. We often hear that students might struggle with comprehension of what is being asked, especially if it's a freshman year student who is just being so frustrated with everything that he has to accomplish, and not feeling secure at the very early stages of his learning journey. So whenever users struggle to understand the assignment in front of them, they can also run it through Grammarly and ask for any additional clarifications, because they might also feel insecure to ask additional questions throughout even their class. And here with Grammarly, they can do it safely whenever they need. And once they know what is to deliver, they also might have a struggle with where I need to start. Because some assignments are quite broad, and they need to sort of select what they need to focus on here. Let's say they need to write an essay about climate change, but what exactly I need to focus on, right? Because I have also to find some area that is very interesting and that can make my essay stand out. So struggling with ideas is also not uncommon. And with Grammarly, they can go through brainstorming phase, working with our assistant, generating ideas that can help them get started and not to stare at the blank page. And once they finish their writing process, but they feel like some proofreading might help, but also not just a proofreading in terms of punctuation and grammar, but also their ideas delivered and whether they are delivered in a coherent manner. So all this can also be achieved with Grammarly generative AI, because students can just ask like, okay, maybe there is anything else that I can add or improve in this particular work. And the insights they will receive can help them think differently, and dig for some additional information and deliver even a better work in the end. And once they are finished with their ideas, they can always go through the revision tools to make sure they deliver their work with clarity and right punctuation in place. So let's review all these stages one by one. And we will dive into the examples. So let's say we have here an assignment and we want to ask Grammarly help us understand it better. We just add a prompt yet to the assistant tab with our question and run it. And the output, we have is a summary of what we need to accomplish in a simplified way for us. And if we want to make it even easier to digest, yet to comprehend, we can always ask the assistant to simplify it even further for our understanding. And also ask to provide the main purpose, of this assignment. And when this question is out there, the feedback is very, very instant for users to review, and making it easier to get started. Now let's follow to the brainstorming phase. And now, when we know what we need to accomplish with our assignment, we can ask Grammarly to help us out with ideas. But if we ask something like, write an essay about how generative AI impacts changing the higher education space, for example, we will be greeted with a guardrail telling us maybe we need to check out our institutional policy first and then proceed. And also offering to leverage the brainstorming prompts that could help us with ideas. And also the brainstorming prompt provides some guidance, what I need to add to make sure the output is as good as possible. Main topic, rules and guidelines for the assignment, and some ideas that, for example, we do not want to include. So once we type this in, and once we fully provide the additional information that we're looking to accomplish, Grammarly offers us several ideas to explore. So we can select the one that resonates with us most and start working further. We can ask Grammarly to prepare a research plan for us, which will provide like a step-by-step guidance on what information I need to learn, explore, and collect to make sure that I'm prepared. And then I can also ask Grammarly to give me the outline for my work, because I might struggle with organizing all of my thoughts and ideas. And at the end, I can also ask to give me a citation showing how exactly I leveraged generative AI in my writing process, to show my educator, right, transparently that I was mainly focusing on my preparations, brainstorming ideas, and doing the research for my work. And once I'm finished, right, I will proceed with the feedback. So let's say the paper has already been completed, but we go to the evaluation prompts at Grammarly and ask to identify if there are any gaps in my work. So there might be some things we didn't really consider before, but those insights can help us add additional information, additional perspective, yeah, to our work. And also what we can do, we can ask for improvement ideas. Maybe we need to incorporate some data proving our work, right? Or maybe some case studies that will make it more appealing and make assignment more complete. So all this type of feedback can be very helpful and make students rethink what they are already presenting, do additional work, and get the better outcome. And once they finish, they will proceed with a revision of their work, reviewing Grammarly's real-time feedback related to correctness, clarity, engagement, and delivery, making sure that they properly structured their work and it is mistake-free. The next thing that they can do as well is ensuring the originality of their work. And I'm sure you're familiar with our plagiarism checker already. That is helping students to make sure they did not unintentionally plagiarize any source, because it's always a challenge as well, yet to make sure that your words are your own words, because you read a lot of resources preparing for your writing process, and sometimes you may not even be fully aware that some of the ideas you incorporated are actually quite similar to the resources out there. So in order to ensure that your work is authentic, yeah, and you don't have to worry about being accused of plagiarism, we recommend students to do those checks before they submit their work. And recently, we also incorporated the AI detection tool that basically is embedded in the plagiarism checker tab, and you can run two checks simultaneously. You're just clicking on the plagiarism checker button. So Grammarly will not only compare the work to web-based resources and billions of web pages, but also will make sure that your work is not being delivered, yeah, by some AI assistant. So it will provide the percentage, yeah, of the work that was taken from other sources and give you the understanding, yeah, what you need to improve. All right, so let's see how exactly this can be performed. And here is, we are diving into the Microsoft Word document. So by clicking on the quotation mark, the plagiarism, yeah, assistant will pop up. So users can select also their preferred writing style, APA, MLA, or Chicago. And they will see the percentage of the text that was taken from external sources and also the percentage of the text that was taken from AI assistant. So all this information can be helpful, right, for students to revisit their work and make sure they are not copying sources, but credit whatever they need to credit in their work. However, we understand that plagiarism detection tools and basically, AI detection tools typically work on a pattern recognition. And sometimes false positive results occur. So we want to make sure that students are also able to advocate for their work, especially those who are well-intentional students and they really want to be fully transparent, yeah, about the way they deliver their work. To make sure that the output is based not only, yeah, on the machine learning algorithms, but rather on the process, yeah, of creation a particular paper, we introduced Grammarly authorship tool. Grammarly's authorship report, yeah, is the report that basically allows to make sure that students use AI in accordance with the university policy. And this feature is possible thanks to Grammarly's ability to track students' work across different applications or websites. So we are a ubiquitous solution working wherever you work, and therefore we can attribute the sources you take your text from to be fully in understanding and knowledge whether there is any suspicious source that educators need to pay attention to, or students did their work like from scratch, referring to articles just for knowledge. So what is exactly available at the moment? Grammarly's authorship is now working in Google Docs documents, but we're working to extend the presence to the desktop applications and enabling its use in Microsoft Word towards the end of the year. And currently, students need to opt in for this tool and allow Grammarly basically to see what sources they take information from. The report itself consists of 3 parts. The authorship analytics that provides a summary of insights, how much time students spent working on this particular paper, what percentage of the text is human types, where the information was taken from known or unknown sources. And all of this is helping us to see if it is original. So let's say you have an assignment that allows certain extent of AI use, and you can basically see if students follow this recommendation thanks to this analytics tab. And if student is not allowed to use AI for their work at all, they can also run those reports on their site and make sure they do additional work for their paper to be fully original. So the first part will be the insights section for just knowledge and understanding how the paper is coming across. The second part is the color-coded highlights that help to identify what part of the text is actually highlighted, right, and needs some work for users to pay full attention to this passage. And also the authorship replay button that allows you to review the process of composition from the beginning to end. And if you see any moments that you might find suspicious, right, the part of the text just appeared in the document from scratch. So what happened here? And it will help you understand how this work was created. So basically, when students go to Wikipedia and copy some part of the text, then paste it into their Google Docs document, you will see the source, where it's coming from. Or if they go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to create their paper for them, they can also copy and paste their output from ChatGPT to Google Docs document, and Grammarly will attribute it and will show you where this text is coming from. So
maybe Victoria, there was one question
of course
in the chat.
Yeah, sure.
So what features that have been presented currently work in Overleaf? Can you answer that?
In Overleaf,
Yes.
could you please let me know if you're referring to generative AI or to the authorship?
Yes, Mr. Barrett, can you just answer it?
Yeah, hello, this was my question. I mean, in general, so both essentially. I use LaTeX and I work with Overleaf. So I would like to know whether like even this auto-ship check or the Gen AI check work in Overleaf at the moment or not.
Thank you for your question. So for Grammarly to work in Overleaf, yeah, you would need to have the browser extension enabled. And once it's enabled, you will be able to use Grammarly's feedback, yeah, and generative AI working in Overleaf. But if in terms of authorship, currently it will be also only available in Google Docs, but we're working to expanding its presence, yeah, to other writing services. And I'll make sure to keep Caroline updated so she can let you know as soon as it's available elsewhere.
Great, thanks for the answer. Yeah.
Of course. So what you can see on the screen is the pop-up, yeah, that shows up for students. And they will need to choose turn on Grammarly authorship to start the tracking process, because we want them to understand what information, yeah, is being collected. So we do see a good reason for educators to present this information and encourage them to opt in for Grammarly authorship if they would like to leverage, yeah, those insights further. And also to provide you with the information, we do not track the browser history or any search that is happening there. The only thing that is for us to review is whether some text was copied, yeah, and pasted into the document. And for this, we do require the access to the clipboard. However, with this approach, right, there is no need to think like whether the pattern that detection is working on accurate or not, because you just have complete visibility over how the writing process is happening, and it's just out there for you. So the text categories that are going to be available is like human typed text, written from scratch, AI generated, the text that is modified with generative AI, pasted from a known source if we know like the website it was taken from, or maybe unknown source if it's like any desktop application at the moment. However, eventually we'll be also able to track that. And if some text was also edited with Grammarly, because we know that students might also feel some uncertainty if just regular Grammarly features use will be marked as plagiarism. So to make sure that they can be on a safe side and they can use their revision feedback without any hesitation, they can rely on the authorship report. So let me show you the process, yeah, of enabling it. So basically, you will see some print, yeah, in your Google Docs that you need to click to enable the tracking process. And when you enable the tracking process, you can also select that you would like Grammarly to automatically start the process for any new document that you create in Google Docs. So this will help to ensure that whenever writing is happening, the report is being available for the user. And then you type some content from scratch, like this is my paper on the impact of generative AI on higher education. But let's say after this, you go to ChatGPT and you ask ChatGPT to provide you with a brief outline of this particular impact, because you want to collect some ideas that will help you write your essay. You receive your feedback, yeah, from ChatGPT, and then you just copy this feedback and then paste it into your document. Then you can proceed with following your ideas with personal perspective, yeah, and add any additional information that you will type in from scratch, like acknowledging that many educational institutions are currently focused on developing a policy guidelines that will help them use AI responsibly. And when we're finished, we will click on the sum print and see the report. So you will be redirected to the report page where you will see the analytics insights, right? With the breakdown of the text written, typed by a human or taken from a known source. And you will see that it's also highlighted in different colors. And if you'd like to revisit how it was created, you can always click on the replay button. So you can really dive into the process. And then we have a share button that students can click to generate a link to this report. They will be able to share with their educators. So we see it as a good solution for educational institutions, who are concerned about the academic integrity. And we hope that this tool can be helpful in establishing really transparent communication between students and educators. Because if you encourage them to enable authorship and submit their report together with their assignment, so you can always see the writing process, how it was happening. It will give you also some perspective that might not require even further AI detection, right? So if you have any questions about the authorship feature, please let me know. I'm curious also to hear if that's something that you would like to introduce to your students and your teams.
My question, Victoria, if I understood, it means people have to write an essay in Google Docs and then share the link with the professor. This is how it works.
Yeah, so basically, to the extent that is available at the moment, only Google Docs document will be eligible for the report. So if you want to have the report generated, the writing has to happen in the Google Docs document. But eventually, we will extend the authorship report presence to other writing surfaces. And if users work in Microsoft Word documents, they will be also able to generate the report. It's just like the current launch is in beta and only available in Google Docs solely for the particular amount of time.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions from the audience?
No, nothing in chat.
Okay, good. Then let's also review some tools that we introduced to streamline the efficiency of your writing process. And one of the feature additions is the App Actions functionality. App Actions is the feature that allows you to connect your favorite workplace applications to Grammarly. Basically, you can add them to your GenAI assistant and open them up without the need to switch tabs to go to the apps and copy and paste any information. So let's say you receive an email and you need to start a task from this email. You can click on the Jira button and populate the information in the very moment
Sim.
Yeah.
of reviewing this letter. Or if you want to link a presentation to your email, you can also select a Google Drive, for example, and
No.
you will have the capability to link any of your recent files from the search engine. Or maybe you prefer to share your availability via Calendly link. So you can also quickly and easily add this link through Grammarly. The access to the app's action is available on the admin level. So if you're not granted the admin rights at your institution, you will not be able to configure the access and you will need to reach out to your admin to do so. But if you have access to, as an admin to the tab, you will be able to enable this functionality for your institution. And you don't have to add all the available applications, only those that you pretend to use. So you don't have the complete list of applications that you don't need. So I hope this feature will be also helpful in streamlining your tasks. But what I want to specifically focus on is one of the apps that might be very beneficial, which is the Translate app action, currently available for Grammarly users. So we want to make sure that you can not only fix your writing with Grammarly, but also translate it if you need to do so. Because we know that a lot of our international customers might have the need to translate their work or to even translate their curriculum in English or any other language they tend to operate with. And it's always good to have the translator that is contextually aware and helps you with the output, that is actually applicable, for your area, for your field. And also, it can be helpful for students who are English language learners, but they need to take a class in English. And sometimes it's easier for them to see how their thoughts are being translated into different language to understand if they're on the right track, right, in their learning process. So we hope that this feature will be helpful, for you and maybe your students as well. And you will not need to go to any external translators, but you will be able to complete all the writing tasks you need within one workflow. So currently we support 19 most popular languages, and I can send you the comprehensive list, but you will also see it as you start using that Translate app action. And once again, the access has to be granted on the Grammarly admin panel by the administrator. And let's review exactly the translation process. So let's say here we have a text written in Czech, and now I want to translate it. So I go to the generative AI assistant and I scroll to the apps section in my menu. And the first app I see is Translate with Grammarly. I click on it and Grammarly automatically detects the language I'm using. And by default, it translates into English, but I can go to the menu section and select any language I need from the list. Maybe I want to translate this text in Italian, so I select the language I'd like to proceed with, and Grammarly performs a translation for me. And then I can just insert the translated text into my document. So this is how our translation feature works, and I hope you will find it useful in your day-to-day work. And lastly, I want to show you how you can set it up. So going to the app.grammarly.com, our online editor, you need to dive into the admin panel section. And once you open it, you will need to go to the Organization tab and Feature Management. And first, what you need to do is to ensure that generative AI is on for your institution, because the app action functionality works through generative AI. And here you can see how you can customize access for a certain group of users if you're not ready to provide it for everyone on your account. You can also enable the functionality to show, let me quickly get back to it. You can also switch the toggle on for the feature show ways to increase impact, and Grammarly will provide additional insights on how you can enhance your writing from the perspective of reaching your writing goals. Then going to the app actions, you would need to switch the toggle on for the first line, just providing access to this functionality. And then you will need to switch the toggle on for every application that you would like to add. So I hope this guide is helpful, and I'll make sure to also provide additional guidelines for this functionality that Carolina can share with you eventually. And these are all the key updates that I wanted to share with you today. So now I'd like to open the floor for any feedback or questions that you'd like to ask. We support the communication process at its best. So we're currently working on the integration with learning management systems. And as soon as we have updates in this field, I'll make sure also to let you know. And our main focus is also to extend the presence of the authorship towards the end of the year to make it available in different writing spaces. So everyone, no matter where they prefer to write, can leverage this functionality successfully. So the plagiarism checker is pretty intuitive. On our end, I can send you our guide that actually covers like step-by-step process if you'd like to review. But the plagiarism button is available in the editor and in the Google Docs, and in the Microsoft Word. You can access it through the quotation mark on your Grammarly Assistant tab, and basically run the checks just by clicking on one button to see the output from Grammarly. Of course, every redaction has its policy about how they accept the writing, and it's important for the person partnering with that redaction to discuss how the process actually happens and what's important for them, because we did not have influence on this particular source. So we do have the comparison with ProQuest databases, and it's basically very extensive number of articles that Grammarly compares your text to. However, if they do not accept this work, then maybe learning more about their requirements and their concerns would be helpful, that we can discuss it. So if you have any ideas of how you would like to enhance the current functionality, and maybe there's something that is missing for you as a user, we appreciate all of this feedback. And if the volume of requests for similar functionality is pretty high, we're definitely taking into consideration for our product roadmap. So it's your opportunity, of course, to share your thoughts. And if you have any questions about any of the features that we have reviewed today, you feel like you'd like more information maybe, or more extensive demo session for you to dive in, I'll be also sharing some resources with Carlina, so you can always revisit this information and ask anything that is top of mind for you.